go to Greg Cox, first of all. Greg Cox from London. Cox graduated 4 years ago, and he's done an MA as well. He set up a studio 4 years ago, and he's built artwork for the degree show, and used it as a studio for the following year before starting his MA. He finished it last September, and he moved to London last November, and has been there ever since. Right now, he is just CV filling, really, and building a portfolio of work. He is working 4 days a week part-time in sound control for a guitar shop, and he fits his studio practice in around that. Cox is having quite a busy time at the moment, with lots of shows coming up, which is good. He doesn't know why he was selected for this show. He doesn't know how Alien Conway work, but perhaps it's because of it. He uses a lot of colour, and this space being such a particular space, and he uses quite a lot of objects. There's a particular, peculiar, more specific sense to what he does with these objects. There might be something there that they are slightly odd, slightly colourful. His work is not relevant to the space, but in a way it could be. This space is a bit different. He is used to a white cube and a grey floor, so he found it hard to judge with this bright red carpet. Cox is not sure if he is fighting with the space. He's bringing objects that don't fit in with this environment. Also, it's complementing in some way. He wanted to choose all these different colours. At the same time, initially he wanted to make just one piece of colour with a colour, a single object of sorts. This object is so bright, these objects are so bright. He decided to just go with loads of colours, make as many as he could. It ended up as being 24. There's no particular reason for there being 24. He would have quite liked to make 50. As a work, it could be just like a kind of normal white cube piece that would work well anywhere, not necessarily in the sun. It's not so specific. It's a piece that adapts well to him. Cox is interested in the physical properties of Formica as an actual thing. These are all sample sheets of Formica. These Cox's A5 pieces, and they're bent and pegged. But to bend it, he needs to heat it up with a heat gun. It's necessary to heat it really, really hot, being careful not to burn it. Some of them have actually burned. It becomes pliable just for a short space of time before it loses temperature. So you have to bend it, hold it in position, and use the peg to peg it. He's quite into how they look all soft and floppy, but Formica, as a substance, is really brittle. You try to bend it, you can bend it to a certain extent, and then it'll snap. And it can tear, it's actually made of paper. But Cox didn't know that until about 2 days before he made it. The closed pegs, in a playful way, are reminiscent of washing lines, and Formica too has connotations of domesticity. It's funny, but there could almost be 24 pairs of knickers or clothing falling off a line. That's a good analogy, but Cox wouldn't be that literal. This room is a transit space and no place to hang the washing. One piece looks like a granite stone effect, another one's wood. So there's a bit of a play on that as well. There's always something in Cox's work that he doesn't want to be, there's always something in Cox's work that he doesn't want it to be about. Almost like a narrative work. And he's saying, it's like a washing line, and your knickers are falling off the line. It doesn't bother him, he enjoys it, it makes him laugh. But he doesn't like the idea of one strict reading of an artwork. He isn't bothered if artists or non-artists struggle to find a way into the work. He finds it funny, in fact, that if it were an abstract painting, people would just enjoy it. But with sculpture, people often struggle to make sense of it. What does it mean? It has to be about something for sculpture. People want to see meaning in the lineage. He once made a piece by sellotaping a ping pong ball to a pint glass. It looked really nice, but people thought he'd gone out and got really pissed and played ping pong and trying to paint his sellotape ball to the glass. But who would not do that? Who would play ping pong properly? People don't just look at a thing and say, that looks really nice. I'll just leave it at that. He doesn't think there's anything wrong with such a simple concept. There's a craft in the way that Cox works. A meticulous process where he struggles against tiny little bits of glue he doesn't want to see. This work doesn't have a financial value. Value is an elusive thing. You can have a value 1 minute and the next minute's all gone. You can see something and say, that's really nice because of this, this, and this. And it's attached to some line of questioning when you're doing it. And that in itself has a value. At the same time, it always goes back to the fact that the pegs are worth only a few pence and the vinyl was free. And then there's the time and the glue and the stuff that goes into it. He doesn't mind if people want to come along and attach their own meanings to it. That's great for him. It's subjective. What he thinks about the world is completely different to what you think about the world. And he would like to see what you think, but he's not hitting it. I could draw a conceptual line between Cox's piece and Schmiel's sofa cover, observing that both are in fact only surfaces, and both try to look like something they're not, whether porcelain or granite. Cox is only half interested in inside, but he is interested that you never see the dark side of Fort Worth, and it's really interesting to look at it, or at least